Straight off the back, but please don't even go there with that. Dig it. This was designed to make the spine in your back whine. Grand Puba, nice setup for you every time. And you say New York City. And you say New York City. And you say New York City. And you say, could it be I stayed away too long? Thief MCs be wishing.
Hi!
Hey, Megan, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you so much. Listen, Megan, I totally appreciate it. I know you're super busy, and for coming on the air, that is so awesome of you.
Oh, I'm glad to do it. I was excited.
Awesome, cool. All right, well, listen, the way we kind of start these interviews off is that we like to know a little bit about you first. Maybe tell us your name, a little background, where are you from, where do you live now, stuff like that. So why don't we start there? Tell us about you. Who are you?
Yeah, so my name is Megan. I live in Southern California. So I've pretty much grown up here, which is awesome. We don't get many seasons. It's all kind of one big season, which is nice for training. Let's see. I am a full-time student right now, basically in a pre-med program at my school. So I'm pretty busy. So, balancing school and running and, social life, all the above is pretty crazy, but I try to get it done, so.
That is incredible. And being a pre-med student, I mean, that's by itself, we hear that term and we understand that it's a very busy lifestyle. So, just get it. That's incredible that you're able to fit what you like to do, which is run and stay fit and fitness in general, and still be able to maintain the lifestyle you have. That's awesome.
Well, I try. Not always, but what is it? Right.
Exactly. Yeah. These interviews, we're doing these interviews because we try to look for people who inspire others. And what we saw about your Instagram profile is that you love to post pictures about running. You love fitness. You love running in general. And we see that. And you have a tremendous amount of followers that I think are going to be influenced by this video. And I hope they get to see it. Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Yeah. I was honored when you asked, so
awesome.
I'm excited about it.
Thank you, Megan. Okay, so why don't we jump into it? I think the first question we want to know is, why is it your passion? What is it about running that you love so much, and how did you get into it?
Okay, well, I didn't originally get into it because I thought I would love it or, was passionate about it. It's been about 10 years now that I've been running, and originally I just did it because I knew I needed to have some sort of consistent routine to work out and stay healthy.
Yeah.
I wasn't, unhealthy or overweight or anything. I just knew that, I just needed to stay fit and be healthy. So I strapped on some running shoes and set out to run, and I don't think I even made it a mile without having to walk. And I always tell people that when they ask. And I'm like, look, you're not gonna, it takes time. So that's just what I did. I would go out, I would run for as long as I could and then walk and then go further each time, try to run for longer each time without walking.
Right.
That's really how it started, and I didn't like it at first. I did not enjoy it. But as my stamina got better and I was able to go further, I genuinely started to enjoy it. So, yeah.
That is awesome. And could you tell us maybe a little bit about your running history? That is how many marathons have you ran, or what do you normally like to do? Do you prefer 5Ks? Do you prefer half marathons, or what?
Yeah, so I did not even run a race until 2017.
Okay.
So I ran for about 8 or 9 years before I even signed up for anything. And part of that was because I did grow to love running, and I thought that if I signed up for races, it would kind of take away from that, and I wanted it to just be something that I enjoyed doing.
Okay.
Which I don't think there's anything wrong with that mentality. As I continued in my running path, I had several friends who were runners, and a cousin specifically was getting faster and able to run longer, and she kept telling me, your times are pretty good. Like, you should sign up for a race. And I just feel like, no, like, I don't want that to be my motivation. I feel like then I wouldn't like running.
Yeah.
So, but finally I was like, you know what? If I'm going to do it, I should do it now while I'm kind of, still younger. And,
Yeah.
but I knew I could finish a marathon. That wasn't the issue. I wanted something that was going to challenge me.
Yeah.
So that's why I decided to try to qualify for Boston at the same time. So that's how it all kind of came about. So I've only run 3 marathons, and they were all in 2017, and then 1 5K, which is just for fun. I had a blast doing it. So yeah, that's not very many races, to be honest.
No, I know, but I think the idea is that you progressed, you advanced, you set a goal, and you met that goal. So I'm looking at your Instagram profile right now, and you, yeah. And you have a 3:19:49 marathon run. That's your PR, and by marathon standards, that is incredible. What marathon did you run that in?
So that was in last October. That was the Long Beach Marathon in California.
Okay.
So the first marathon I did was in January of the same year. I actually ran it on my birthday. I was like, I'll just go all out. So my first marathon was in January, and then I did the LA Marathon in March, because I was like, wow, that was really fun, and I signed up the same day for the LA. And then October, there was a little bit more time between LA and Long Beach, which is why I was able to kind of train a little bit more and harder, longer, and kind of get that PR. I don't remember how much of a PR it was, but it was more than LA. From the first marathon to LA was only like a minute PR, and then from LA to Long Beach was a little bit longer, just because I was able to invest more time into training.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so you mentioned that you've been running for about 10 years, and you've really kind of started running races just in 2017. But in that time, in the 10 years that you have been running, have you ever injured yourself? Have you ever had an injury running related?
I've been very fortunate. I haven't had any serious injuries running. Just normal things like, I think I tweaked my knee and maybe I should take it easy for a little while. But I'd say the worst was after the second marathon, the LA Marathon last year. For, I think, a variety of reasons. I was never really able to pinpoint it, but I had some issues with my knees after that kind of made it pretty difficult to run consistently for, I would say, a couple months.
Really?
And that it wasn't anything severe that I had to get like serious treatment for. I think it was just an issue of recovery and needing to stretch, roll, all of the above, and just having done 2 marathons that close together. And so I don't know if it was my IT band or what it was, but I just had to take it easy and specifically like roll a lot, loosen up those muscles and stuff. So that's the worst it's ever been for me. So I've been very fortunate so far.
And whatever it is you're doing, I hope that maybe later on you can share with us. Maybe give us some advice on how to prevent injuries and things like that. I can tell you a lot of runners do run the distance, but they are ill prepared, and they either quit halfway through or something happens, and it's not easy to recover from a serious injury. Yeah.
And I think one thing that I've realized, especially since starting racing, is that no 2 people are the same. No 2 runners are the same. Like, my recovery time is going to be different from your recovery time. What works for me is not going to work for this other person necessarily. Like, it's great to get tips and advice, and that is invaluable.
Sure.
But you really have to find where you're at and what works for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's very, very good advice. So if you don't mind, maybe share with us your best and worst running stories.
Okay. Well, my best running story, I think, would definitely be my first marathon.
Of course.
I kind of mentioned it earlier. It was on my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
It was my first one. I was trying to qualify for Boston, and So
Yeah.
I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't have a coach. I just got a training program from online that
Yeah.
seemed like it was good. So I walked up to that starting line and I was like, what am I doing? Like, why did I decide to do this? It's like 6:30 in the morning on my birthday. I should be sleeping. I'm trying to reach this goal. Like, why did I decide to do this? So, and I think no matter what runner you are, like, you always think that when you walk up to the starting line of a marathon. But I felt very unprepared. So I was nervous but excited. So, but that marathon was incredible. I mean, it was beautiful. It was by the ocean, so that was amazing. The first 15 to 16 miles were awesome. Like I stuck with my pace group. I felt good. I was excited. Like, my parents were at several points along the way, and I would be laughing and waving at them. But as soon as they hit like 16 or 17 miles, like I like started a sharp decline. And it's so funny because they tell the story like they saw me at 13 miles and I was smiling, happy, great. I came back around and it was mile 17 or something, and they were like, you didn't even see us, like, you were struggling. And I was. So that was tough. And mile 20 came around and it was just like, I was hurting. I was like, why am I doing this? No motivation. But I think I remember thinking to myself, like, this is where you find out what you're made of.
Absolutely.
Like, the easy part, that's great and it's wonderful. And I think every marathoner would say this, like, you hit that moment where you're like, okay, this is where it gets real. And that happened for me, around mile 20. And I pushed through and I was hurting, but I did it, and my pace definitely suffered, but I still ended up qualifying on that race.
That is incredible. Wow.
Yeah, so, and I just, like, as soon as I saw the finish line, I was like maybe 50 feet away. I just started weeping. I was bawling. And I was just tears streaming down my face as I crossed the line. And I saw my parents, and I was just like, I lost it. I'm sure it looked pretty funny, but it's a powerful moment when you cross that finish line of any race. But a marathon especially, it's just like, I can't believe I just did that. So it's totally worth it. So that was probably my best experience. My worst, I mean, I haven't had like a terrible experience running. I'd say just the ones that are the most difficult are where I'm just like mentally not in the game.
Yeah.
Because my legs can be tired, but if I'm happy to be running, then it's fine. But like I had one run last week, it was 16 miles or something, but I was just feeling burnt out, and those are always the worst when you're just like, I don't even want to be doing this right now. So far I haven't had like a race where it's been awful, or I've like had to stop because I was injured or something. Right. I'm sure that will happen eventually.
Well, yeah, I mean, I wish you the best of luck in your future runnings, but it is one of those things that you just don't know. But the best thing you could do is just prepare yourself, and keep a positive, optimistic attitude about it. Know that you're trying your best, and do your best to finish if you can.
Yeah.
So, so what? Quick question: what is your next race? What do you have lined up going on, and when is it?
So Boston is my next race, and that's April 16th. So awesome. I'm pretty stoked about that. My mom is going with me, so we're going all out. We're going a couple days early, so we can see the area. I've never been there, so I'm pretty excited about that. I think I probably will do the Long Beach Marathon again in the fall. Okay. But other than that, I'm not able to do a ton of them just because of my schedule and stuff. I understand. I have to do one more marathon this year.
Yeah. I mean, it's first of all, being able to qualify and run the Boston Marathon is an honor. And I know a few friends who have ran that race, and they just have nothing but great things to say about it. So That is going to be awesome. I
That's
hope. So, Megan, again, thank you so much for coming on the air. One of the things we like to do for our interviewees is support them for a race. So I hope to do that with you. If you have a race coming up that you have in mind, even if it's a 5K or if it's a half marathon, let us know. We'd love to support you in it. And again, we love watching you on Instagram, and we're going to continue following you. And I hope you have an awesome running endeavor in the future. So it's going to be great.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Glad to be here.
Awesome. Good. All right. Thank you, Megan. Have a good night.
Yeah, bye.
All right.
And you say